Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. It gives you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. Creation tools allow you to record and edit your podcast so it sounds great. They'll even distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. All right, welcome back to another episode of It Is What It Is podcast. I'm your host, Cody Kelly. Look, connect with me on all platforms, and I do mean all platforms, but my favorite platform, YouTube, because hopefully I get enough subscribers one day that I can actually call off work and mean it. Also, if you love me, you'll support a brother. This is how you support a brother. Cash App, all my stuff is linked below. PayPal, let me know that you love me. I got bills, I got college loans, I'm married, so the whole gambit. I got to take care of everybody. So look, this is going to be an amazing episode. This is Millennials and the Holidays, and I have some amazing guests. I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves, starting with my girl, Ariel.
Hi, guys. My name is Ariel Crenshaw. I am currently pursuing my MSN at UIC, and I am involved in different ways in helping the community, fundraising, and stuff like that. So just follow me on Instagram.
Awesome. Natalie.
Hi, I'm Natalie. I don't know what to say about myself. I live in LA and I work a lot.
And Amber.
Hi, I'm Amber. I live in Chicago and I am a mom and I'm just ready to have a fun time. So let's go.
Awesome. Look, we have some amazing guests. We're going to get into it. First line of questioning. This holiday season is different, right? I love Christmas. I love everything about Christmas except actually shopping, but I love Christmas, right? But because of the circumstances, it's obviously different. Unfortunately, we're dealing with a pandemic, right? So it's not as cool. You can't just be in mass gatherings. Even though the vaccine is out, you still have to take precaution, right? And you don't want to create a super spreader event. So for you guys, how is this holiday different? And I know, Ariel, you mentioned you're getting your MSN, so you're just like ridiculously smart and, you know, smarter than all of us here. How is this different as being a frontline responder?
I know for myself, the floor that I work on, we do have COVID positive patients. So I know for myself, when I come home, I take everything off as soon as I enter the door. I don't walk in with my shoes or anything, and I immediately go and hop in the shower. But I also live with my parents. So just to protect them, I do stay in my room majority of the time, just because I know that I could be exposed and not know. But I do also go to get tested as well, to just make sure I'm not asymptomatic. But because of like the time frame of when symptoms can show and you test positive, it is kind of tricky. But also for Thanksgiving, we did like a Zoom call with my family because we are really big on Thanksgiving. Not really Christmas so much, but I know like I'll be setting up a Zoom call for them as well so we can talk and eat like we did for Thanksgiving as well.
Perfect. Natalie, how's this holiday season been different for you?
Yeah, just not doing the large gathering thing. Obviously, I'm in LA. We have very large COVID numbers out here. So really keeping stuff small. Usually on holidays, I would go to my mother's house. She lives in LA as well, but we haven't been doing that. So really haven't seen like my family all year, and the rest of my family lives in Illinois or the Midwest. So usually for one or both holidays, I would be seeing, you know, Midwest family, and then we're going to my grandma's house. So I've done 0 of those things this year. So that kind of stinks. Yeah, so Thanksgiving and Christmas was pretty much just at my parents' house with my immediate family, my sister's husband, and my parents, and eating a lot of food. And then my mom decided she wanted to like switch up the menu since we weren't doing the big things. So for Christmas, we're having like tri-tip or something. I don't know, something that we don't usually eat. She was like, we can do whatever we want. So yeah, just keeping it small, immediate family only, and yeah.
Understandable. Immediate family only. I think the food menu in our family hasn't changed. I don't know if my family got the menu, but it's like, hey, you know, since 50 of us won't be together, we don't probably need as much obesity causing foods. It doesn't matter. The same amount of spread is going to be there. I'm going to just be patient and try not to overdose. So Amber, how is this holiday season different for you?
Just to echo what everyone said, I think what's a little different for me is that I have a really big family. So like my immediate family, we have 7 people plus husband. So that makes us like 9 plus kids. Immediate family becomes like 12. So when they say like only gather with your immediate family, and then they're like no groups of larger than 7 or something like that, I'm like, well, that's like out for my family. But usually everyone comes over. We all go to my parents' house, like my mom's family. So there'll be like 30, at least 30 people there. For Thanksgiving, it was just us, like the 12 of us at my parents' house. But then for Christmas, we were actually all supposed to go to the Turks and Caicos to spend it with my sister, because she lives there now. And so literally, like, I think last week, maybe we had to cancel our flight, my husband and I and my daughter, because just like restrictions that came up with his job and quarantine and stuff. So, I mean, we had planned this like last year. So it's just going to be us and my parents, I think, for Christmas, because my siblings still were like, deuces, we're gone. So. Just me, my mom and dad, and my husband and my kids. So it's going to be really different, really quiet this year.
Definitely different. I got jealous when you mentioned the trip. I'm like, man, I was just gonna go to Central Illinois to visit my mom in Springfield, but but she's up here, so it kind of eliminated all that. The cool thing about the holidays is traditions, right? So every family has their own set of traditions. Our family, we watch holiday movies like they're going out of style. We start with Home Alone, then we get to Home Alone 2, then we go to Jingle All the Way, because Jingle All the Way is my favorite holiday movie, and literally like just down the line, and we can recite line upon line on every film. It is absolutely ridiculous, but that is our tradition. What are some of those traditions that you guys enjoy? And Amber, I'll start with you.
Yeah, so for us, we like started our own little tradition with my husband watches A Christmas Story every year. So I started watching that with him had never watched the movie, but like it's really funny. So we watch that every year. One of the things that we do, we always have to have a Jamaican breakfast on Christmas morning. So that's like ackee and saltfish, dumpling, plantain, green banana. That's pretty much it. But you gotta have the Jamaican breakfast and you gotta watch Christmas Story.
It's a good movie. Natalie, family traditions, West Coast, what's going on? Are there any like Crip related or blood related traditions? I mean, what happens on the West Coast that we don't get here in Chicago?
Well, usually it's warm, so there's that. It's so funny because growing up, or before I went to school in Chicago, I never understood like the Dreaming of a White Christmas song. Like that stuff didn't make sense to me, because I'm like, a white Christmas, I don't get it. And I was like, oh, snow. Like they're talking about snow. Like I just didn't get it. But yeah, traditions, I don't think we don't have a ton. I think one tradition for like Christmas gifts is we all open one gift on Christmas Eve, and that's always pajamas from my mom. Like no matter what, she gets us all pajamas. And she also, on all of our gifts, she writes from Jesus on everything. No, there was no Santa Claus.
No Santa growing up.
It was Jesus only. And then yeah, usually again, my grandma from Illinois, she would fly out here and spend Christmas with us, but she's not coming this year. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I think, for our traditions.
That's some interesting for the Jesus gifts. That'd be pretty cool. Just under the tree, like, look, PS5 from Jesus. You'd be like, man, my ties in office really paying off.
Like, oh wow, this is really for me this year.
Ariel, what are some of those family traditions that you look forward to this time of year?
We really don't have any family traditions for Christmas. My family is really big on like Thanksgiving, not really more so Christmas. So like I know Christmas Day, we literally just enjoy each other's time, exchange small gifts and stuff, but we don't have any big things we really do.
I was understandable. I mean, like my father's side, they're probably more like heavy on Thanksgiving, like Christmas, they're, vacationing or doing something, like they've never been like in one setting. But everybody, just does it differently. But look, let's take it up a notch. So, everybody likes gifts. I don't think Christmas is for gifts, but I'm petty. I believe if I get you something nice, I should get something nice. And you should know that I'm going to get you something nice. Like, I'll let you know by hints, like, hey, look, I got that shirt for you. So you don't give me something like towels or underwear, something that, I don't need or want, right? Let's talk about best gift givers. It could be anybody. For me, I want to say, I think my wife is taking the best gift place because my grandma's just old now. She's 90, she's going on 93, so she doesn't shop for anybody. She doesn't have to. She's like graduated, right? So
yeah, she's paid her dues.
Yeah, she's paid her dues. She doesn't have to, but she was official, and then my wife's taking her place. But she is the best gift giver. Natalie, for you, who in your family or just anybody is the best at giving gifts?
Oh, definitely not me. I am the worst at giving gifts. I'm getting better. I learned that you have to like pay attention to people when they say stuff. It took me a while to get there. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, my family, I would say we're not like my immediate family. The gift giving thing is not our strong suit. My friend Steph, she always gives really like thoughtful stuff. So I'll say that she's really good at gifts because she always gives very thoughtful gifts. And I gave her a thoughtful one this year, and I was so proud of myself. I was like, wow, Natalie, you did great. It only took you 30 years. But yeah, my family, we're not great at that. The whole listening thing, nah, not for us.
Gotcha. So you're like the socks, like, you just go and it's kind of like.
Yeah, I'm like, what do you need? Or can you just buy it yourself? I'll just give you a gift card. Like, meh.
Hey, I get
it. Works out. It's a thought that counts.
I get it. Ariel, who is the best at giving gifts?
I would say my family is more along the lines of Natalie. They give you like, what do you need? Okay, I gave you a gift card for that amount. Like, go ahead and buy it yourself. But I think my friend Kaylin, she's really good at giving like thoughtful gifts. She listens very intently and she knows like, oh, hey, I sent you something. Let me know if you receive it, and then I'll open it. And I'm like, oh, I told you about that like a month ago. Thanks, girl.
I love it. Amber, who is the best at giving gifts? Please don't be like the other two and just give gift cards.
No, I couldn't even. It's hands down my mom, man. She's like the Oprah of Christmas. Like, you guys know, my mom's like, she's so generous and she just loves buying gifts for us. And she's hard to shop for because she's like the kind of person that's like, I don't need anything. I don't want anything. And then Christmas like rolls around. She's like, you get a North Face, you get Uggs. Like, just like every Christmas, she's the best. And there's so many of us. I don't know when she does it, but she's the best. Literally, she's like Oprah at Christmas time.
Man, the Oprah favor. I like it. Oprah. I think the best for me, so I like seeing people's reactions, right? Like, I try to pay attention and not just assume, and I really try to dig because I was like, obviously, like, what would like shock them, right? So just the overall joy of seeing that does it for me. Now, I have selfish reasons for that. Because I don't want to be labeled as the worst gift giver, only because I come from a family of bad gift givers. Like, I love my family. I love them. I love all my family. But when it comes to giving gifts, I just don't trust any of them, right? So, like, I try my hardest to, like, really hone in and be like, look, what would they really like? What don't they expect from me? And, like, that is my motivation. It is absolutely selfish. It probably won't, do well on Judgment Day when, Jesus asked, like, Cody, what is all this? I'm like, look, I have some selfish reasons for this. I just wanted to beat everybody at giving gifts. So, but I'm not the worst gift giver in my family. Speaking of worst gift givers, so I want to specifically focus, Ariel, Natalie, so you guys mentioned something completely unique. You mentioned kind of your strategy, some strategy within your family about giving gifts, but who is the absolute worst? Like, who do you know is just not going to come through? And I'll start with you, Ariel.
My brother, Ariel.
Why did you do Aaron like that?
First of all, you didn't even pause to think about it.
I know. Beforehand, I love Aaron to death, but he just started like really paying attention to gifts and being like, "Oh, okay, I'll get her a gift card for this." It just used to be a general gift card, but now he's like, she mentioned she wanted something from like Sephora. Okay, I'm gonna get her this Sephora gift card. But I love Aaron. He's
leveling up.
I know. It's coming with age. So he's doing better.
Better. Natalie, who is the worst at giving gifts?
Oh, besides me, I would say, who's the worst? Yeah, I probably have to give it to myself. I'm just not that great. I'm not that thoughtful. But again, working on it. We're getting there. We're developing.
That's all it's about. It's about the process. Progress over perfection. We got to start somewhere. Amber, who's the worst at giving gifts?
So I'm like laughing because it's one of my siblings who I'm not gonna name, nameless. One of my siblings. It's not a boy. And but like 1 year, she gave me. It was a year when I was like living with my parents for a little bit when I first had my baby. Until we like had everything, and she gave me like something that was like specifically for my house. And I was like, I don't live in a house by myself. It was like a fixture like for your home. And I was like, yeah. But every year I just know she's gonna give me something random. But no, it's not bad. It's just like not really useful. But she tries. I don't know.
It's the thought that counts.
It's a thought. Yeah, and that's where it's kind of like, I don't know. Did you really think about this but
This guy. I think I have. It's crazy. Like I hate doing like grab bags, and especially like church grab bags, because like you already know, depending on who in church gets your name, it's like, oh, it's about to get out, But you can't be mean because you're in church, and it's like, oh, sister, oh, you got my name, God bless you, like, oh, it's about to be trash. I just don't want a calendar. No, there's nothing offensive, so it's just I just don't want a holiday calendar. That's yeah. It's cool though. It's cool. Let's talk about mental health, right? So, as beautiful as this time is, and it can be magical, regardless of belief or whatever, or how you go about celebrating it. It adds a layer of stress. I think that's fair to assess, right? And I think with this time, and especially with everything that has transpired, it has probably created another layer of this added element, right? So how do you encourage, like if you had to say a word to somebody that was really going through, because the holidays can be, it can really be heavy, right? Like this time of year, it's always weird. Like I always call it like I have my own roller coaster effect. Like, I'm super excited. I'm happy. And then like a couple days before Christmas, I think about like my dad not being here and it starts messing with me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a pendulum swing almost. But if you could tell anybody something that, could lift their spirits, right? What would it be? And I'll start with you, Natalie.
I think I would tell people, one, to really focus on the positives, just because what you feed is kind of, more so where your brain goes. So if you go towards more positive stuff, definitely it will take you in that direction. And if you focus on the negatives, it'll take you in that direction too. So I would say definitely make sure you focus on positives, and then focus on making memories. Like even in this time when we can't do what we usually do, you can definitely make new memories, make new traditions like you talked about, and, just focus on things like that.
Love it. Ariel, what would you tell somebody who is really dealing with a lot of heaviness during this time? What would your words of comfort be?
I think it would focus on like belief and growth of the future. Like even though it may be something that you're down about now, just think about like the things that you have coming up, the things that you'll be doing. Even though it may be dark right now, like there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Amber, what would you say to that person?
Yeah, I think that one of the things, I was actually thinking about this today, and I think one of the things is that like this is a time, I don't think that's a feeling that's like unique to one person. I think that like as you get older and like you go through things in life, like you kind of realize that like it's not like when you're a kid and you have no worries, no cares, and it's just like always like Christmas, so happy. You start to think about like your loved ones that you may have lost. And so I think that I would just encourage them to know like the main thing is like you're not alone, that you don't have to be happy all the time. You don't have to feel the burden of, you know, that this is the norm, that everyone is happy around this time. I think that just knowing that you're not alone, that you'll get through it, and then focusing on, you know, who you have around you and the people that you have surrounding you that love you, and trying to focus on that and creating new memories with those folks. But I think it's definitely something that is, I've been thinking about a lot today, just my loved ones that I wish were here. And so it's definitely a time where you can't help but start to think about, you know, people that you miss and people that you love. So
perfect. Let's throw an interesting one in there, fun one. I've had a lot of time, obviously, because of COVID, right? Like the only place we can go here in Chicago is I can literally just go to the grocery store and to the gym. I work remotely. That's the beautiful part about being in sales. I just do everything from my laptop. So, you know, if I'm not at the gym, I really have no place to go because I can't even go to church. So I get a lot of time to watch TV. Wife loves reality TV. It could be Real Housewives of whoever. I unfortunately have to watch it because, you know, especially like NBA had a different season. It was redacted, and then thank God they came back. They're going to start up again, so I'm going to get some TV balance. But I've watched a lot of Real Housewives over this whole pandemic. Everything on Netflix you can just imagine. Let's start there. Best thing on Netflix right now, and I'll start with you, Ariel. You're muted.
Netflix. I don't know. I really haven't. I think I've been watching Hulu a little bit more.
Oh, wait, best thing on Hulu.
Because you can go back and like rewatch live stuff. So I'm really into this show called Big Sky. It's on ABC, and the first episode, like, totally. I was trying to watch it while doing homework. Don't recommend, because I totally put up my homework because I was like, "Oh, this show is good." Okay, let me close this up. I'll get to that afterwards. But it was really, really good. That and I do. So on Netflix, I kind of watch anime too. So I was watching The Promised Neverland, and that show is pretty good. So.
Hey, I love anime. Naruto, One Punch Man, anything DBZ related. Yes, that is my thing right there. Natalie, what's the best thing on Disney Plus, Netflix, whatever?
I've been watching this show on Netflix called Schitt's Creek, which is so funny to me. I don't know if it's like a specific brand of humor, but I think it's hilarious. And what else have I been watching? I've been rewatching a lot of the Marvel movies. They're really good to like work to, like have them on in the background. There's just a lot of action going on. And then I just watched Jingle Jangle on my birthday.
How was it?
I really liked it. I thought it was good. The music was really good. It was a good movie, so I would recommend that to add it to your Christmas classics.
I need to. I haven't even watched Jingle Jangle. I've been meaning to, but it's like just something in me won't do it. I've been addicted to The Crown. Like yes, like hey, Margaret Thatcher and British
boring, but not boring. I don't know how.
Hey,
it's just like drama.
The Crown, if you're not careful and you got a glass of red wine anywhere near you, you will literally finish every season. It's just amazing. Amber, best thing on Netflix or any streaming service?
So I have really been reading a lot and listening to a lot of podcasts. But the one thing at the beginning of quarantine, though, the show that when they put Married at First Sight, I got hooked on it from Netflix because they put that season 8 on there with Deanna and Matt and Amber. Like he was trifling. And so yeah, after that, now I'm just hooked on Married at First Sight. I love that show. And I am like garnering way too much life advice from that show. Like,
yeah, you are. That's me all the time. Like, you're like so from Married at First Sight. Like, girl, what? No.
Hey, Amber came on and said, basically, I'm smart. Y'all, I've been reading this whole time, and all you guys have been binge watching. I'm like, man, I felt dumb.
It was just like all those books, like, when you're in high school and they make you read books. So I started going back to the books that I had to read in high school. I started with that, like 1984. That book's really good. Like some of those books are like really, Grapes of Wrath.
Yeah, Grapes of Wrath. I remember all George Steinbeck.
I reread them. They're really good.
I get it. I'm gonna finish up President Obama's Promised Land once I buy it on Audible. I'm not gonna. So that's my book to read. But speaking of Married at First Sight, Iris and Keith. Oh, God bless Keith. I'm not throwing shade. I'm not throwing shade. Oh, okay. I just couldn't beat Keith. I couldn't beat Keith. And on the last season, Karen, I respect her and I respect Big Dog, but if he wanted to leave, I was totally in support. I was like, please leave.
The problem with that, at first, I was on that train. I was like, Karen, but her background, you have to know her background. She's like Baptist, like Southern Baptist. Her family's very conservative. They're like trying to tape bedroom scenes on there, and she's like, I'm not down with that. But I think that she could have given him a hug or something.
Yeah,
she signed up.
Karen told them always like, don't be like Karen. But
yeah,
she actually, they seem like they're doing really great now, so I'm happy for them.
I am too. I'm totally. I think she held to her morals. I totally support that. I thought that was awesome, but
they were married though, so I can't really say you held to their morals. That was the problem. I think it was this weird tension. That's well, I know you don't want to be that, but you're married, so.
Hey, I just didn't like she wasn't showing my man any type of affection.
Yeah, it was weird.
I was like,
it didn't seem like she liked him the whole season, and anyways, we could just talk about this forever. I think her mom gave her some acts right though when she left him that one night, and then she came back and all of a sudden she was doing massages and everything like that. I feel like her mom's like, you better not let this good man go, Karen. And then she changed her whole tune.
Who was the guy with the he built his own house?
Oh, that was Bennett.
Bennett was my favorite person that whole season. I don't care what anybody say. Bennett was just amazing. Yeah. I honestly, I've enjoyed, and I don't even like shows like that, but you're forced to watch it. I've actually enjoyed Married at First Sight, and honestly, I'm looking forward to the next season because I want to see it. Yeah. I would never do it if I was in that position, but I would love to just watch somebody else go through that process.
It's a lot.
Worst thing on streaming. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna start it off. I think The Lion is it Tiger King or whatever. Joe Exotic. That was the worst.
That was good.
That was good on Netflix. It was abusing tigers. I am so glad.
Good stuff.
Podcast. I didn't watch the show, but
I feel like the people on the show were terrible, but the show was entertaining because I was like, oh, you did what? To who?
It was just drama. It was a lot of wait. Y'all got away with that?
Hey, if you watch Joe Exotic stuff on YouTube, you be like, this dude, how is he allowed to do this? Terrible movie. That was the worst thing out of all this pandemic that I've seen. I couldn't do it. I tried it and I was like, no, I just can't. But it's been so amazing, and I know we're winding down. I got one more question for you guys. Look, 2021 is within days, right? That 10? Well, I don't want to do my math right now. I don't want to embarrass myself, but somewhere around that, right? Next Saturday, I want to say. So, or Friday. Next Friday. I call myself. That's not, I didn't want to embarrass myself. So, there, like every New Year's, there is optimism. And then reality sets in, right? But I think this New Year's, instead of necessarily goal setting, perspective has to change, right? What would be or what should be one's perspective heading into 2021? We got a new president, thank God, new Madam Vice President Kamala-elect Harris, who is also Ariel Crenshaw, thank God. And there's a positive outlook, right? But, you can't undo what has been done. So we're going to close it out, and then I'll give you guys your sign off, and they can, tell people they can connect with you. But I'll start with you, Amber. 2021. I'm putting you on the spot because I knew you grew up in church. You had to give a prophetic word to somebody for 2021. What would that prophetic word be?
It would be Matthew 6:33. But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness.
Hey.
All these things will be added to you. So basically saying, if there was ever a time to reflect on life and reflect on, our eternity and what's to come, I don't know what else would have done it except for this year. And so I feel like I'm a Christian, I'm a believer, and that's really my life verse, one of my life verses. But it's really, I think this year I want to focus on that with renewed focus. I want whatever I do, I want it to be in the will of God. And I know that as long as what I'm doing is in the will of God, then everything else will fall into line and I don't have to worry about it. And so that's really the only way that I've been able to have peace this year. And I'm going to just take it into the next year.
Awesome. That's amazing. Natalie, I know you are like Stephen Furtick female version, right? I know that is your whole vibe. I get it. Your prophetic word. I'm giving you the mic. Carrie Job just sung a solo for you. Tasha Cobb came behind and sung a solo for you. The atmosphere is set, so you can't drop this. If you mess this up, you just don't know God at all. So, prophetic word for 2021.
I would say, I don't know if this is a prophetic word, but I would just say, just focus on. I think a lot of people this year have learned what Christianity is not, or seeing, that there was kind of a kind of, I don't know, veneer over Christianity. And I would just say that next year we all need just to return to scripture and value the stuff that Bible values, and not, stuff that American culture values or that we value or that we think should be happening, because a lot of the expectations we had in 2020 were not based on, the Bible. They're based on what we thought should happen. So I don't think you'll be disappointed with 2021 if you're focused on scripture, and that's how you're measuring your success, and that's how you're, viewing your year.
That's amazing. Hey, you said that was deep. I got preachers who won't even say that, so I know that was deep. Ariel, 2021. You're standing up. You're front of the whole chapter of AKA. Shout out. I have a sister who is an AKA. Grew up with us, and she's a proud AKA, and we have to hear it every single time we're around each other. I'm also godfather to a kid, and it's anyway. So, but those are my little guys, and I love them to death. But you had to speak something positive, something that we should focus on for 2021. What would those words of encouragement be?
I think it would just be, like Amber and Natalie have said, to focus on what your purpose is and to follow that. And to also, I know there's a lot of change that, we've been trying to get done, especially with politics and policy change and whatnot. And I think if we continue to work for what is right and how things are supposed to be, it might be slow, but change is going to come. So I think we should just keep pushing on and keep following what God has laid out for us.
Awesome. Keep pushing on. I totally agree with all three. I thank my guests again. They're amazing, amazing individuals, amazing gifts to humanity. Please connect with them, especially because you want to connect with them. Matter of fact, Ariel, where can they connect with you? What are you doing?
Well, right now, I'm just working. I share things on Instagram, where you can donate and go volunteer. But just follow me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is there, and I do post a lot. And yeah, just follow me, guys.
Perfect. Natalie, where can they connect with you? What are you doing?
You can connect with me on Instagram, of course. My Instagram is cool like Nat. And I also have a planner, Christian-based, faith-based planner account that's called Planful. You can follow that, and we post a lot of inspirational stuff. And it's all about just really being intentional about growing in Christ over your year. So, yeah.
Amazing. Amber, what are you doing? Where can they connect with you?
I'm just working, taking care of my kid. But you can connect me on Instagram if you want to see cute videos of Harpsicle, and that's going to be Amber Alert 7 on Instagram.
Awesome. Look, everybody connect with them. Like I said, amazing gifts to the body. And as always, I come Mondays, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I hope you're watching this via YouTube. Just a reminder, please subscribe to the link below. Also, support a brother at Cash App, Cody VMK. I just want to throw that out there because, a lot of people are like, well, how do you support? I said it is in the link. But until next time, I want to appreciate my guests. Thank you guys so much. Bye.